Hey everyone. So my name is Bobbie. I am an author illustrator of children's books and I'm a visionary. So with that word, what I'm saying is that I actually see things that others can't see, and I've had that all my life. My mum had it, my children have it. So we can sometimes see into other dimensions and frequencies that others can't. Doesn't happen all the time, doesn't even happen when you want it to happen. But if I put out a question or something like that out to the world, it tends to come back as an answer sooner or later within the next few days. So I've started asking at one stage, when I realized that this was what I could do with this gift, I started asking the big questions. Like, what's the potential of humankind? Hey, why can't we do this? Why can't we do more? Sorry. This actually happened especially after I was with an elder who found me, and she held my hand and talked to me telepathically for over an hour. And this is a real live person. And I realized, well, she has the same brain as us. Why can't we all do it? And what's happening with our school systems that really represses some of our really cool things, that abilities that humans have. So I got a lot of answers out of some of these big questions. And one of the other big question was, what was our true history? Because I really at school thought that history was like shite. So I'm going to go through some of the stuff that happened to me over the years, because I'm now 50 years old and I want to share with you some of the stuff that I went through to get to this point. The first story I'm going to bring up with you, if this works, whoops, sorry about that. First story I'm going to bring up with you is a story when I was mid-20s, and I was still thinking pretty negatively, like everything was against me, the world was against me. I was in a relationship that was but felt like I wasn't really living. And my mind, I didn't even realize, but my mind was so bad at thinking negatively towards everything. I must have got myself into a bit of a mind trap since I was young to only think of the most negative things. Anyways, I was driving with my boyfriend, or his fiance at that time, and we were going to go to the beach. He had a new career starting as a photographer, and he wanted to go just take some photos at this random beach near Akaroa, which is in South Island of New Zealand. So we're driving down this really long stretch of this road, and I get this really subtle message in my head, and this voice says in my head, just think positive. And I'm like, whatever. And it kept going, just think positive. And then I started thinking, am I thinking this, or is this something else coming in? I've never had this before, because this is like my first time channeling, And the voice said, it still felt like my own. Why wouldn't you? Why not think positive? Nobody else can hear what's going on in your head. Why not give it a shot? Who cares where this is coming from? Give it a shot. So I thought to myself, well, okay, I'm hearing you, but I'm not really sure. I'll just, keep plodding along the way I am. I know that's safe because I know how to deal with what I've dealt with so far. Well, we get to the beach, and the same voice in my head said, as we pulled up to this like random beach, no car park, just a random beach, and it said, open the car door and dig. And so I'm thinking to myself, I hope there's no one around to see this. And I looked around the beach, there was absolutely no one there, because this is just one long, huge stretch of beach in New Zealand. There can be no one for miles. So I get out of the car and I went, well, okay, you want me to dig? Where do I dig? And this little sparkle in the sand sparked up at me. And I thought, okay, I'll dig there. So I must have dug about, I don't know, a couple of 3 inches down. And that sandy, gravelly, stony earth. And I, lo and behold, pull up this solid gold bracelet with a tattered solid gold heart on it. And it's one of those thick, chunky ones that's worth, a few $100s. And I'm like, holy shite. And next to it was a silver earring, and there was a green pendant as well. Keeps going blank. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, so I jump in the car, and I'm thinking to myself now, I've got to listen to this voice. It led me to really treasure, holy crap. So it took a good 2 years for me to finally sift through, and I'm not saying anyone could ever think completely positive, because I think that's silly. I think it's learning. I was being taught how to learn to train my mind to choose. And as negative thoughts pop up, I then got taught what next to do to get rid of my negative thoughts. And they told me to choose one thing in your life that is so easy and to think of, but it's like a really simple icon. I chose a fluffy duck, but then I changed it to a sunflower. But you could choose a car, a house, or a place, or a feeling, or whatever feels right for you, a color. And if you stick to that one thing, you can put that one thing in your mind every time you think negatively. So anyway, I better go now. It's about 7 minutes. I was only going to go to 5. And until next time, I'll give you another story. Okay, I've got millions. Bye.